ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bjornholm, where today we are going to continue on from what we were doing in the last episode. There was a failed episode in between, unfortunately. I've been having some technical difficulties today. I'm going to turn down the game volume just a tad. 30% should be fine. Now, as you probably know at this point, I took a week off recording, but videos kept going up because I had enough recorded in advance. Over the week I got messages from you guys. I can't remember your name. I meant to look it up after the failed recording, but I forgot to. I'm sorry. You know who you are, anyway. You sent me a bunch of mod links, and some of them I followed all of them and kind of evaluated whether or not I wanted the mods. Some of them I picked up, some of them I didn't, because I didn't see the need for them with my playstyle. And yes, I need to have that up. But I have gone on a bit of a modding spree, and I'm back using OBS because XSplit started. As it turns out, I may have to start alternating between using OBS and XSplit because they both have different issues with the game. XSplit of late has been causing massive lag, as it turns out. OBS occasionally causes the game to crash. Sorry, I'm just moving empty cans about a bit. OBS occasionally causes the game to crash, which obviously is not exactly ideal. But where's this T6 that's in traffic? Oh dear. Opening a can of Coke for myself. The game's lagging out again. It's typical, isn't it? Anyway, I'm really happy that I had, a week that I could just go essentially away from my computer, and this is what happens. This is what's happened. Go away from my computer and just chill out. Now, yesterday, which was the 13th, today is Valentine's Day, and, well, for me it is anyway. It's not for you guys. It's the day after Valentine's Day for you guys. Hope you all had a very good day and spent it with your special people or whatever. And yesterday for me, I bought, from my friend that I was staying with for the week, I bought his old keyboard. And his old keyboard was a Razer Anansi, so I've replaced my really old and quite frankly decrepit Dell keyboard that I have literally always had. I got it with, my family got it with the first PC we owned just after Windows XP came out, so in 2002, 2003, so it's, it's a 12-year-old keyboard. Still worked, still does work. I'm going to use it as a spare from now on. But yeah, I've replaced it with the Anansi, so I can do fun things such as set up macros now, which would be helpful in certain circumstances, specifically MMO games, which if you follow the channel you'll know that I'm playing a lot more MMOs of late, for, I suppose, research purposes. It's the best way to put it, and just partially kind of for my own enjoyment. I mean, I never gave MMOs much of a chance because my only experience with them was RuneScape, which I suppose shows my age, in a way. I'm not that old, but RuneScape was the only experience I ever had with MMOs. Do I need to cut this log that's probably hanging over the end of the trailer? Oh, good. So I'm going to put up the legs and get this tractor moved. Whoops. Downside of the new keyboard is I'm still getting used to it, so you might get some funny key presses from time to time. I'll set off one of my macros now to show you what I can do. I'll just get out of the tractor. So if I press my 4th macro button, I start waving myself around. And the reason I did that, it's an AFK bot. A lot of MMOs sign you out if you don't do anything for a while. So what I did, and got this idea from my friend that I bought the keyboard off, I set up a macro that will go WASD very quickly. Doesn't work particularly well, but I set up a macro that does that, so that if I have to go offline for a while, I can just stay wherever I was and use my AFK bot, which I suppose isn't really a bot as such. It's a helpful macro that honestly I think all keyboards should have, and all MMO games should have, just like an AFK setting that allows you to go away for maybe an hour or so at a time. What was E was pressing? Did I have the legs down? Yes. So I'm going to go over to the TC5 by control tabbing over. Good enough. You can actually go. So you drive. You are being switched to field 30. So I need to load up field 30 here. 5.4 meters. Just going to take a moment. There we go. And the start point should be southeast, so it's up here at the top. Now I will be setting up the offload course as well. Downside is I do have to press the buttons quite hard on this keyboard to get it to recognise. Oh, the game's lagging out again. I do have to press the buttons quite hard from time to time, so if I suddenly just stop driving, it's because I haven't held down the button hard enough. So hopefully I'll be able to do a couple of episodes here. As you can see from the... oh dear, mouse is not bound to the screen. As you can see from the glimpse mod that I still use, and I'm kind of hoping... oh dear, I'm gonna have to change that. I'm still using the glimpse mod. I'm going to turn off shuttle controls in the harvester, and I'm going to set it to start at the first waypoint here. And stop. Okay, now drive the first waypoint, and I'm going to go over to this T6, and I'm going to stop him. Just do that. We're now on field 30, and we need the field 30 unloaded grain course. What was I going to say? I've already recorded an episode, but because the game was lagging so badly, it was genuinely terrible. I couldn't do anything. This is bad, but it was a lot worse. There is a last episode, so I've got a bit more work done than I did at the end of the last episode. And in the what is now going to be a last episode, because it's... I know the quality of my videos isn't the greatest, but trust me on this one, you don't want to see the one that I had to dump. If I dump an episode, it's because there's a really good reason, and that reason is usually that the recording completely failed, or wasn't even worth trying to edit. But I was talking about mods I got, and I was showing them off. Now, I'm not going to do it in this episode, I'll do it gradually, but one thing I did say that I do need to say again courtesy of XSplit just hating me completely, was that I remember, if you watched all of my videos, and I know some of you guys did, you will know that I've been saying for a while now that I would be giving you guys the chance to choose the map for next season. I have, as a result of a map coming out that I want to use, I've already decided I want to use it. I'm not going to do that, but what I will do is, partway through the next season, I will set up 3 maps identically, 3 other maps, and then do kind of alternating days with 2 different maps. I won't start them both at the same time because I want to have one season halfway through and one season starting, one season halfway through, one season finishing, etc. So the plan is I'm going to be using a map that I'm going to keep a secret for now, for the next season of the LP, the season that will have rules. I will do a rule-free season on the second map. So those of you who want to see me going with no rules whatsoever, no silly limitations, I will have a series. I will have a series for you guys. Those of you who enjoy the rules, and honestly, I kind of do enjoy these rules. They challenge me in new and interesting ways. Those of you who don't like the rules for whatever reason, that's perfectly fine. You'll have a season that you can watch. Those of you who do, don't worry. I'm not gonna just suddenly stop using the rules. I think it's a cool little twist that you guys get some control over what I can do. So the map I'm using, I'm not even going to do a map spotlight on it until... I don't think I will even ever do a map spotlight on the map I'm going to use, because realistically you guys will know the map when it starts. If you guys also... oh, yes. If you watch my map spotlights, you'll remember I did a map spotlight on Cobra Farm, and I said it probably wouldn't be the best map for courseplay. Now, last week I did some testing before I went away. I did some testing on kind of my let's mess around on Cobra Farm side game, because I do like that map just a lot. And I tried using courseplay on one of the fields. I can't remember which field it was. I think it was 16. So I got it to generate pretty much everything I got. I got it to auto-detect the field boundaries, and then I generated a course from that, and the game crashed. Now, usually when I say the game crashed, it means the executable file stopped working. But in this case, the game crashed, properly crashed. And when farm sim crashes, you know it because everything keeps going, but you have no control whatsoever over anything that happens. So I brought up this. This is the debug mode. Developer mode, and it shows the log. And what happened was courseplay had bugged out and lost track of where it was on the field. I think that's more of a courseplay bug than anything, but realistically, Cobra, if you're using courseplay on Cobra, not going to be a map for you. So I wanted to get into the tractor now. There we go. So I'm just going to scoot backwards, and once I got this login, we will be going to the train again and just offloading the trailer. I just realized there's a mod that should have turned up but didn't in my mod folder last time I checked, other than one that I knew the reason it was missing, so I'm gonna have to look into that, I think. if you look at, if you go through my mod list on Google Docs, there's a link in the description below, of course. If you go through that, you will see what mods I have now and the ones that I got rid of. I had a Lexion 760 that I was testing out for, you know, mega maps, really big maps, and it worked, but it was a conversion from 2013, and oh dear, there we go. OBS lagged out a bit. It was a conversion from 2013, and from what I could see, it wasn't done very well. It was a simple XML edit to fix it. Well, to fix one of the issues. But a strange issue I found was that it really liked to go fast. So, hang on, why isn't anything updated there? Updating there? Anyway, the Lexion that I had, it would harvest at 21 kilometers an hour, which was just too fast, honestly. So I got rid of it. Oh, the harvester was waiting for the courseplay guy to scoot away a bit. So we're now up to 30, probably 36-ish thousand euros. Called it. We're up to 36,000 euros now. And we still have a few trees to go. So let's hop back in the tractor, get back over the trees, and continue on. Now I do have a big bunch of forestry mods. I now have a big bunch of forestry mods. I didn't before, I do now. It's wonderful, it's great, it's amazing. That tree hasn't been cleaned. Oh yes, the Ponzi bear. I remember, if you remember, when you watched all of my videos, you'll remember I was kind of ranting about wanting to use it. I tested it out on one of my test maps. I essentially created a full test map just to test the bear. And I didn't make a map from scratch, I just edited the starting cache to 6 million or something. And I bought the bear, and it doesn't work very well, to put it nicely. The mod maker of the Ponzi bear, I can see what they were trying to do. They just either didn't do it right or didn't have the expertise to do it, so the mod ended up as a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna just try and park up here and turn on handbrake, because I got a feeling it will want to move. So let's, whoops. Let's just see if I can reach. Bit of lag there. Just gonna reach the closer log for now. Oh, can I bring both of them? Because I want to bring them both a bit closer to where I am. Now, if I can let go of both of these and they don't roll off, I'll be amazed. One did, one stayed where I wanted it. So let's see. Here-ish. Here-ish will do. And yeah, I'm cutting these very roughly because I don't have any kind of measuring stick to use, unfortunately. I think I'm just gonna process the rest of these logs now and work on moving them in the next episode, because our time is very nearly up. Come on. There you go. Our time is very nearly up, and I still run my stopwatch because I don't trust the time on XSplit, because sometimes, or OBS, because sometimes it stops. Sometimes I spend a couple of minutes off screen before I start talking. Dang it. Stop rolling. Sometimes I spend a couple of minutes off screen before I start talking, just double checking some minor things, so the OBS time stamp isn't completely correct a lot of the time. So let's start here. That's good. And here. And what I'm doing next, I'll finish up by letting you know that I have been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Bjornholm. Please comment, like and subscribe and all that stuff that people tell you to do. It does help YouTube channels, trust me. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time when we'll be probably continuing the harvest, continuing ploughing and cleaning up the mess I made up here. Are there any trees left up here that I still have to process? No. Amazing. So yeah, thank you very much once again for watching. And did I forget to do this tree? Did I seriously forget the tree that's right beside the... Only one way to find out. Yes, I did. Amazing. Well done. So I'll just cut it roughly in half. Thank you very much once again for watching, and goodbye.